Hey, yo, fellas, what's up, what's up? Welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. My name is Old Greg, and tonight we are talking a little bit about Scream 7 and also Scream 8, because that's kind of the big news of the day. You know, I wish it was official. I wish we could come out here and say, oh my god, they're already working on Scream 8. But rumor has it, as of right now, is that Scream 8 is in talks, in works, potentially, to be made after Scream 7 is completed. And, you know, if there's any big topic of tonight, what are we going to talk about, is, of course, Scream 7. But do we want a Scream 8? Are we that confident in Scream 7 that we already want an 8th installment? Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down in the comments, in the chat. Throw it out there. Let me hear your thoughts and theories. We got a poll going right now, too. Do you want a Scream 8? 79% of people say yes, but there is 21% that say no. So we're going to let that bad boy run all night, see where it gets up to by the time we call this quits here tonight. But just want to say hello to all my friends streaming with us here on YouTube and on Kick. So thanks for being here. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you guys. So let's get into it. What do we all have to say? What's happening here? Jacob's already getting into it. Do you think Scream 7 will be the final movie in the franchise, since they're bringing back Stu, Billy, Roman, and Jill as well? I haven't heard about Jill or Billy. This is news to me. I feel like you could combine those two names together. Jilly Loomis. Jilly Roomis. That would be if they were like somehow inbred together. We like use the fly transportation machines, teleportation machines. I mean, split them together. What am I even talking about? Anyways, well, you know, Jacob, everything is just smoke and mirrors right now. It's all just theories. That's the exciting part. So are we going to get, you know, a Maureen Prescott opening kill sequence? Is Stu going to be the killer at the end of Scream 7? We don't know as of right now. I will say I don't think Scream 7 is going to be the last one. It sounds like they want to start more for the future, especially with the fact that a lot of these other requel franchises are going past just 3 movies. Like, you know, that was kind of the MO in the late 2010s, early 2020s. But now it's like, let's just keep making these bad boys. Let's just keep making them and see what happens. That seems to be the new motto. New motto. I'm struggling tonight. I'm really struggling. Dear God. Girlfriend's making fun of me back there for stumbling over my words already. That's just the first comment, though. So we'll get to some more tonight, and hopefully I'll do a little better with my wording and my footing. I know some of you guys on the internet are into feet, so there we go. All right, Reaper Kid, what's going on, fella? let's get this stream back on track. What's up, Jake? I just saw Hard Eyes. It's more of a cheesy romantic comedy than horror, but I still like it. It sure is. Yeah, you know, of course, no spoilers in the chat for Hard Eyes quite yet. I mean, it literally came out today for most people, so I don't really think it's fair to start just throwing spoilers out there. But yeah, I mean, it's a cheesy rom-com, and a slasher shows up and starts killing people. That's the gimmick. That's the, you know, what makes this one stand out, and it's a lot of fun. I had a good time with it. Is it horror movie of the year? I don't know. You know, I don't know about that one, but I had a very good time with it. And I gotta say, in terms of opening scenes for horror movies this year, this one takes the cake. That's my absolute favorite opening scene from a horror film of 2025 so far. But it is only February. And we have The Monkey coming out in like 2 weeks, so I think that one might be able to top it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Who else is with us tonight? King Matthew, my liege, how are you? Hey, Jake, what if Scream 7 pulls a Scream 3, gives Gail a nightmare sequence of Dewey, like Sydney had of her mom in Scream 3, since Gail could feel guilty that she got Dewey killed? Well, did Gail really get Dewey killed, though? I mean, I could see feeling guilty about, you know, Dewey dying, right? That always sucks. That was a bummer. It was a major bummer in Scream 5, let me tell you. I could see it, though. You know, I could see it because I think David Arquette, if anybody besides Courtney Cox would come back to this franchise forever, it's David Arquette, man. I mean, he's coming. He'll do 100 more Scream movies if they asked him to. So I could totally see them finding a way to incorporate him into this new flick somehow. That could be a fun way to do it. I mean, we're bringing everybody else back. Might as well. Might as well at this point. RJ Skarenki is saying, yes, I want as many Scream movies as possible. Keep them coming, baby. Even if they suck, like you want them, even if they suck eggs. I mean, I guess I do too. I'm definitely still gonna be checking them out, even if they suck eggs. I want Scream 8s. What's going on? What's up, John Kramer? How you doing? Still putting people in the traps, I hope. We're supposed to be getting Saw 11 sometime this year. Really excited for that. I don't think it's coming out this year, but we'll see. We'll see. Haven't had like a single production update on that one, but hopefully we get some kind of news, man. I'm excited for that one. Paula, what's up, Paula? How you doing? Thanks for being a member. Appreciate you. Hi, hello. Ah, man, says Bobby. What's up, Bobby? How you doing? Got a lot of spaces between those letters. Orion is saying, what's up? So you're excited for some scary movie right there. Let's throw it up there on.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, I can't wait for Scary Movie 6. That one's gonna be fun. Darth Gutierrez is saying Ghostface lives. He always does. You know, that fella just keeps finding ways to come back. It's crazy. I love it. Thanks for being a member, Darth. Same to you, Madison. Hello, poop lady. How you doing?
Kick.
What'd you say to me?
Kick.
Go to kick?
I'm just saying, have kick up.
I got kick up. Getting yelled at by my mod here, and I'm doing a pretty good job. I'm stumbling over my words a little bit. Yeah. Brutal. Anyways, Skull and Bones Productions is saying, hiya, Jake. I'm gonna have to miss this one. I'm fucking tired as hell. I hope you all have a great stream. Damn. Okay, listen, that's real. That's real right there, dog. Get some rest and then stop on by. We'll be live again next week, I'm sure. That's just how it goes around here. Old Greg! Old Greg, you know, I miss old Greg. Him and his tutu, his mangina, his, his watercolors. I miss that fella. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, do yourself a favor and watch some old Greg sometime. It's great. Jared H is saying more Scream always. Always the more Scream. Run it. More Ghostface mysteries. Keep them coming. Blaze is saying yes. Man, y'all we just want Scream. That's all we want. Scream in space. Scream 8 coming out 2 years after the next one. Kimberly is saying, ho. That had nothing to do with Scream 8, but okay. Rock on, nonetheless. I appreciate the insult. You know, it's fun. Kyle Gordon is saying, good evening, Jake. Good evening, Kyle. You cute-ass penguin, you. Saying, Jake, how was your week? So great. My week was awesome. How was yours? How was your week being a cute penguin? It's got to be a little easier than mine, I imagine. So I think the opening kill will be her husband, and that'll drive Sydney to go after Ghostface, or killers have a good weekend. You just got in and out with that comment. You were like, that's my opening kill theory. Peace the fuck out. I'm getting out of here. I got penguin business to attend to, damn it. I understand, Kyle. It's very important. You and your penguin briefcases. I hope everything goes well this week. But yeah, no, I like this idea. I think this is fun. It establishes Ghostface is going back after Sydney again, especially after not going after her in the last 2 films. So that might be a good way to do it. Go after the husband. And I'm going to be completely real with you. I don't want to see Jeff Winger and Nev Campbell try to pretend to have a relationship on screen together. I was so looking forward to seeing Sydney Prescott be a mom, you know, have this relationship with her husband Mark Kincaid, but now that's not happening. So I would rather Joel McHale just be an opening kill. You know, maybe he's on the phone with Sydney or something along those lines and he just gets stabbed to death, because man, that on-screen relationship ain't working. I'm telling you that right now. Some poor casting there in my opinion. I love Joel McHale, great guy. Oh my god, love him so much, but man, he's not Sydney Prescott's husband. I'm sorry. Major apologies there. So Kyle, I hope you're right. I hope he just gets stabbed in the opening scene, because if you're trying to tell me that the womanizer that is Jeff Winger or the boss from Ted is Sydney's husband, I ain't buying that. I ain't buying that, brother. That's crazy. King Matthew III is saying, I think if Scream 8 happens, it needs to go the new Nightmare route and bring the cast from Scream 1 in as themselves. That to me would be such a fun idea down the line, you know, when these characters are a little older. Maybe they're done getting chased by Ghostface. They're kind of just like, let's have a movie where we can just play ourselves and have fun, you know, with a true callback to the original film, bring the whole cast back. That's something I kind of want to see some more original stories if we can. Let's squeeze some of those out of the udders of the Scream franchise if we can before we get to something like that. But I'm not against it, man. New Nightmare is a really fun movie. Probably my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street sequel, if I'm being real. So that would be a ton of fun if we could do something like that in this series at some point. Max edits a lot. I feel it. Saying, Jake, who do you think is the killer? I think it's the 2 boys. I'm pretty like, you know, if it's not Stu, if it's not Stu and Scott Foley or something ridiculous, I think it's probably going to be McKenna Grace and Anna Camp. That's my guess as of right now. I could totally see this being like a dark reflection thing, just like Scream 3, where it's like the killer is some sort of, you know, reflection of the main characters, right? So how something like that would work in my head, at least, is obviously a big component of this film is going to be Sydney and her daughter's relationship. I could totally see the same thing with the killers. It's Anna Camp, maybe has this weird relationship with McKenna Grace's character, and they're going after and killing Sydney for whatever reason. Maybe they're related to Stu or something. I don't know. We're gonna find out soon, though. We sure are gonna find out soon. For the love of rock, if Sydney is back for 8, then I say no. It's ridiculous having her attacked and surviving so much. You know, I keep saying it, and I don't know. I guess it just doesn't come through. We're gonna keep bringing Sydney back until she's 90, just like Wolverine. Deadpool said that, and he's usually right about things. Mr. Bones is saying they need to jump the shark and have holiday Scream movies. Uncle Sam Ghostface. I've been saying it for the longest time. I really want Scream 7 to be a holiday film. That would be a lot of fun, I think. We've never seen Ghostface in the snow. We need to see Ghostface in the snow. That'd be so cool. So much potential for kills and crazy chase sequences, man. That would be awesome. I would love a snowy Scream movie set around Christmas time. That would be so dope. I don't know if that's going to be the case for Scream 7 based on what we know about it so far, but hey, there's still hope for the future. Tori Mayers is with us, saying, I will watch these movies until the day I die. Damn, that's commitment right there, Tori. I love it. Sydney's daughter or husband better not be the killer. Yeah, that would suck. Open and kill? Okay, but killer? What? Emma Roberts is back. If Emma Roberts was back, that would be the biggest news story ever. I doubt I'd miss that. But we got Mr. Rick with us here, becoming a new member. Appreciate you a bunch, Mr. Rick. Thank you for your support. You also just gifted a membership to somebody. Who was that to? That went to Hybrid Gamer. Hell yeah, dog. Appreciate you for that. Really, big thanks, Mr. Rick. Thank you. So much love. Thank you for the support of the page. Appreciate you. Need a little sip of my drink there. There we go. Appreciate that a bunch. Let's stop over to Kick. Nothing's happening there. Cool. Let's go back to YouTube. All right. We done did it. Riley Rages here saying, let's hope Scary Movie brings the return of comedy. Hey, we got to hope. You know, we got to hope. Comedies have not been big at all in the last couple of, 5, 6, 10 years? Nothing. Not a whole lot of great comedies in my opinion. Some here and there. I mean, there's been some like really weird indie ones that have worked for me a lot. I think Hundreds of Beavers can't go out of this conversation. If you guys have not seen Hundreds of Beavers, do yourself a favor, put that one on. It is so fucking funny. Oh my God. That was a banger. Like that was a 10 out of 10 movie that I just put on recently. And I'm like, wow, okay. And if you're worried, if you're someone like me who is approaching a film called Hundreds of Beavers and wondering to yourself, will there actually be hundreds of beavers in this film? Well, I can answer that only one way, by saying there might even be thousands. So this is a film that definitely delivers on its title, if nothing at all. So banger of a film. I loved it. If you're looking for something outside of horror or something to laugh at, maybe, there you go. Hundreds of Beavers, baby. It's great. Some good stuff there. Chase is with us tonight. Moser Movie Reviews. What's up, fella? How you doing? What if I Dropbox my extended cut of Scream 4 to you instead of mailing it? Yeah. I don't even know if I have Dropbox, but I probably do. I don't know. I have Google Drive. If you want to Google Drive it my way, just probably through my email. So run it. Would love to see that at some point, Chase. That would be cool. I would love a physical copy though if you could mail it. I hate to ask, but I do. I love that stuff. Love some physical copies of shit. So send it my way. Chase made he made an edit of Scream 4 that doesn't look like shit, like the actual movie. Scream 4 doesn't look that bad, honestly. I don't hate the way it looks. I get it. I get it's commentary on how remakes of the time looked. So I get why it looks the way that did. But Chase made a version of it that looks a little different, a little crispier and cleaner. I think you had even mentioned at one point that you put in some of the deleted scenes that we never saw from the film either. Which there's some cool deleted scenes from Scream 4, man. Most of the other films, it's like whatever. I could care less about some of the deleted scenes, but there's some really good ones in Scream 4, man. Can't believe some of those didn't make the cut. Talking Star Wars is talking Scream right now, saying, who do you think Ghostface is based off the cast so far? McKenna Grace could be. Yes, I'm dead certain about it. We had the casting director come out and basically say how he casts characters to play Ghostface, and McKenna Grace fits the description the absolute best from the entire cast so far. I don't understand that. You know, why, if you were the casting director, why do you come out and say something like that? That's just public knowledge now. Crazy to me. But yeah, I did a whole video on why I'm like I'm 99.9% certain that McKenna Grace will be the Ghostface based on her acting history, some of the other projects she's been in, and how that perfectly reflects some of the things that this dude said about casting Ghostface. And I'm just like, dog, what? That's nuts. Why would you say that? But yeah, I'm 99.99% sure it's going to be McKenna Grace, and that the film's not even done shooting yet, which is probably not a good thing. Bottoms was awesome. Latrell, I still have not seen Bottoms. I heard that was very funny though. That's what's her name? Rachel Sennett is in that, right? And Ayo Edebiri. Yeah, I completely forgot about that one. That's been on my watch list for the longest time. Been wanting to check that one out for sure, though. Hundreds of Beavers, though, probably my favorite comedy in 10 years. Some really good stuff there. And, you know, Companion, great movie. Has a lot of humor to it. But, you know, every comedy nowadays is like comedy adjacent with something else, right? I just miss the straight up comedy, right? I just miss the films that are like, this is just a silly movie. Here we go. Let's go to the theater to laugh. Everything's got to be, you know, horror with a bit of comedy, or this with that, and this and that, whatever. I don't know. I love movies like Companion. Great film, really fun time. Had an awesome time with it. But yeah, I don't know. I miss the straight up comedies from back in the day. But you're saying you don't understand why people are whining over the trailer. It's awesome. The trailer, the second trailer, I should say, gave away every big twist about the movie. I was not happy that I saw that before getting into that one. Especially because the first trailer for Companion was just bizarre and weird, and had no idea what the concept was for the film. It would have been so cool to go into the movie not knowing that she was a sex bot the whole time. And the movie even presents it as a twist, so it just makes me scratch my head and say, why the fuck did they put that in there? That's so weird. But I still liked it. It is still a ton of fun. We can't, you know, the thing is about marketing for movies is we can't use that as a tool to then criticize a film, right? That's not their fault, right? That's not the creative's fault. It sucks that the marketing team did that and spoiled that twist for us. But overall, that shouldn't be a reflection of the film. So I hear you on that, Jason. I agree there. It shouldn't be a reflection of the film, but it does suck that I had that twist spoiled for me before even walking into the theater. You liked that one, Madison. We saw Companion together. Yeah, you liked that? Yeah. Okay, rock on. It also gets Madison's approval, so there you go. Mr. Rick, thank you for the $10, my friend. Really do appreciate you for supporting the channel. Keeping the lights on here at KillJoy Jake Studios. I raise my PlayStation glass to you. You're saying, I think they're going to leave Scream 7 with a cliffhanger because they're already talking about Scream 8 and they just started 7. Did they even do that with Scream in the past? I don't recall that they did. No, this could be a first for the series if this rumor is to be believed. And I would love that. I would love that if that was the case, if they're going to do some sort of cliffhanger, you know, from 7 moving into 8. Again, anything that you can do to make your film different at this point, I'm going to be into it. You know, Scream has done the copy and paste format for a lot of these movies, and a lot of these films do kind of feel the same for that reason. So if you were to do something a little more outlandish, you know, even the littlest, tiniest thing like this, if you were to have a cliffhanger ending that leads into another film, that could be something really special. That could be, I mean, that's a whole new conversation that makes Scream 7 stand out, which we need. I think we desperately need from Scream 7 at this point, because a lot of the updates are telling me this film is not going to stand out. So to do something like that, that's fun. That could be something really fresh and something we haven't seen before, and I'm all about that. Sure, did the TV series do something like that? Yeah, but that's the TV series. It's different, you know? We're playing with the actual characters of Scream now and doing a story where maybe a Ghostface is still around after the events of the 7th film, moving into the 8th one. That could be different. That could be fun. There could be a new story. I'm all about that, man. I also like the idea of building up a certain Ghostface over multiple movies. You know, we really only get to see them, you know, kind of hide in plain sight the entire time, give a little more about who they really are in the 3rd act, and then they're dead. That's every Scream movie in the worst generalization ever. But point being, if we were to get to spend more time with these characters across 2 movies, who are not just, the characters we've seen in every single entry pretty much, give or take. I think that would be cool. We could really develop a Ghostface to be someone that is a big contender, right? I think people would like a lot of the ghost faces we've gotten more if they had more screen time, if especially the last two films weren't so crowded. I think about like Scream 6. Like, would we like those killers more if, that there wasn't like 1,000 things going on in Scream 6 the entire time? I think so. I really do. But it's just one of those things where it's like, what else, what could they have done there to build up the characters? Spread it across 2 movies? Sure. I mean, that was, if you look into some of the original plans for Scream 6, that was actually going to be the case at one point, which is so cool. But of course, that didn't come to fruition. Quinn was actually supposed to survive Scream 6 and be in prison. And who knows, where would that have gone? I have no idea. I think it could have been fun, but I'm all about it, man. I'm all about it. If they do a Scream 8, run it, make it happen. And if it connects to 7, even better. That could be something different. That could be something we haven't seen before in the series before. So run it. Mr. Rick, thank you for the $10, my friend. I appreciate that. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Scream 7 can break some new ground or not. Sloppenheimer saying McKenna will be the red herring in 7. Who's the killer then? Who's the killer if she's not the red herring? I think, what's his, I can't remember his name. Sam Reckner? What's his, yeah, that's it. I like calling him Sam Rectum. But yeah, Sam Reckner, I think, is our red herring, man. He's described as having a Ted Bundy vibe. I'm just like, that's a little on the nose, my friend. Little on the nose there for sure, but crazy. So I don't know. I feel like we have our red herring pinned down and maybe our ghost face already, but I could be wrong. I would love to be wrong, in fact. Oscar Hernandez is saying, yo, what's up, Jake? How you doing, Oscar? What's up? Welcome in. You hyped to talk a little Scream? That's what we're doing tonight. It's crazy. Would love a Ghostface getting away for the first time. That could be cool, too. It kind of makes you wonder, like, why Ghostface hasn't gotten away all this time. Coop. Kind of crazy to think. David Coca. What's up, David? How you doing? I hope this movie addresses prequels in horror because it hasn't been commented on yet in the franchise. They talked sequels, trilogies, requels, franchises, but never prequels. Shit. You just cracked open a whole can of worms right there. That's interesting. If they do this Maureen Prescott thing for the opening scene, which is a big theory flying around right now. Maureen Prescott getting killed in the opening. Couldn't the whole thing be prequel commentary? David, that's a really excellent point, my friend. I might steal that for a video if you don't mind, because that's something I didn't even think about. I'm like, oh, there you go. That's a whole thing. That could be a whole piece of commentary right now. Right there. I like that a lot, David. That's probably my favorite Scream 7 theory I've heard so far. Dead serious. That's awesome. Rock on. Rock on with that one, David. Shit, that's good. VKD, what's up, Dylan? How you doing, man? Thanks for being a member. Are you more hyped for Scream 7 or Scary Movie 6? I mean, listen, I'm a Scream fan through and through. I'll be completely honest with you. When I worked at Chipotle for a little while, I remember asking people, like, I would talk Scream with people, and they're like, oh, yeah, Ghostface. He's the guy from Scary Movie, right? And I'd just be like, oh, my heart would break. It would just be like, I can't even, like, what do you mean the Ghostface is from Scary Movie? That's nuts. So I will always be a bigger Scream fan than I am of Scary Movie, but everything we're hearing about Scary Movie 6 just sounds like it's going to result in a stronger film. It's a movie that is going back to the original creatives. We have the Wayans brothers back, and obviously when they weren't there, those movies suffered. I rewatched Scary Movie 3 recently, and let me tell you, I wish I hadn't. I wish I didn't rewatch Scary Movie 3 because I had much better memories of that one than actually going back and rewatching it. And I'm like, oh man, this is way rougher than I remember, unfortunately. But man, you can feel the drop off when the Wayans brothers left those movies. It's really unfortunate. So I have a lot of with how bad some of the other Scary movies ended up being. Yeah, like I don't even have interest in rewatching 4 and 5 because I remember how rough some of those got. I have a lot of faith in Scary Movie 6 for that reason. The Wayans brothers, they have that magic. They know what they're going to do with this new movie. I think it's going to be good. It's the formula is going to be right again, right? And 3, 4, and 5, it's just diminishing returns is what it ended up being. Scream 7, I mean, you had to be living under a rock for the last 2 years if you didn't see any of the crazy updates we've gotten for it. It's been a tumultuous production. It's a big word, damn it. It's been rough. I mean, there's been rewrites, there's been cast that's been fired, there's been a director who left the project because things got so toxic. It's rough. It's rough, and Scream 7 is just getting back up on its feet now. So have they saved face? It really is just one of the big questions in horror right now. And I am excited to see Neve Campbell back. I am excited to see Gail and Chad and Mindy and all these characters returning for the movie, I guess. But overall, it's one of those things where I think I'm going to need to see a first trailer before we can really get something concrete about what this movie is going to be. Been a lot of movies lately, especially in the sequel realm, where one thing has been promised, and you can already tell by some of the trailers that have come out that clearly a different product is going to be delivered. Jurassic World Rebirth, I think, is one of the biggest examples. I gotta admit, when Gareth Edwards was talking about doing a darker Jurassic Park film, I was super hyped. I was thinking, okay, this is going to be a massive tonal shift from what the other Jurassic World movies got up to. And I'll be honest, the trailer, while there are things that look promising and fun to me, and I'm hoping it's just a really simple dinosaur adventure, it does look like kind of just more of the same of the Jurassic World sequels, which does have me kind of worried, because I'm not crazy about some of those, and I'm just hoping for something simplistic, something fun, something that goes back to what makes Jurassic Park so great. With Scream, I'm hoping the same happens, but really right now it is just a lot of talk, a lot of just smoke and mirrors. They're literally creating it as we speak, I think no matter what this product ends up being, it just depends on what the execution of what's happening literally right now in Atlanta. What ends up happening with that, I guess, That's the big question. That is the big question as of now. But I hope that Scream 7 is good, and I hope that after that trailer comes out, everything gets set straight, because right now, I kind of don't know what to think. There's just been a lot of weird updates with this one, a lot of weird production issues, and I don't know. I want it to be good more than anything. It's a franchise I care deeply about, which is why I'm so critical of it. Trayvon King is saying, Jake, what's up, Trayvon? How you doing, man? Welcome. I got to catch up in the chat a little bit because I'm behind, but I do want to say hi to some newcomers dropping in. We got Kitty Cat Fur Babies Maria. I think you might be a dog person. That would be my guess from this from this name. Hi from the UK. Hello. How are you? Things must be a lot better there, let me tell you. I wonder if Sydney ever goes nuts and is the ghostface killer ever, in a twist maybe on the last ever film. This is something that has gotten brought up a lot in Scream talks over the years. And the thing that I'll say about this is that I feel like the sequels even kind of made fun of this a little bit. Like, I don't know. I don't know if they ever want to do something along those lines. Scream, there's one of the most notable things from that department is in Scream 3, they actually bring that up about, it's all the cast members sitting around outside of one of the houses, the fake Woodsboro houses, and they actually say something along the lines of like, oh, well, what if they did the twist of if Sydney is the killer, and someone is like, no, that's stupid, that I can't see them doing it. I don't think it's stupid, not trying to shoot you down or nothing. I just honestly, I don't think Neve Campbell would sign up to do that kind of movie. She's talked a lot about wanting to bring back Sydney and not to kill her, which is a reason why a lot of fans weren't super crazy about hearing that she's coming back for Scream 7. Because it's just like, we know she's not going to die. Neve Campbell's not going to sign on and do a movie where she would die. So now there's no tension. It's just Sydney's just gonna hang out while Ghostface kills everybody. We know pretty much every Scream movie at this point moving forward is probably going to have a happy ending, or Sydney is going to live. Which, again, kind of kills a lot of the suspense, kind of kills one of the biggest elements that a lot of fans love so much about this series. So it's one of those tough things that the series just has to work around moving forward. But I'm still like, it's still one of those things where I'm like, I think this could still be good moving forward, depending on what they do. But will they ever make Sydney the killer? Probably not. It's kind of just my thoughts on it. Jake, I love Chipotle. I got one at my downtown mall a mile down the street from where I work. That steak and cheese quesadilla is off the charts. Dude, the quesadillas, that's like what I used to do. That's what I used to get all the time when I worked there. If you work at Chipotle, you get free food, which is awesome. I would get the quesadillas like every time, man. Oh, man. I would probably do like I would do the steak quesadillas sometimes, the chicken quesadillas too, fucking banging, and I would mix the hot and the sour cream together, dude, and dip it in that. Ooh, oh, I think they call it dragon sauce or something like that. It bangs. Let me tell you, it bangs. Brooke Page is saying, out of it all, I'd be happy if Jill is alive and simply returns for a moment. Her story never fully ended. I mean, you know, you can make that argument for a lot of these killers, right? I'm into it. You know, I'm into the idea of of doing more with that. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, at this point, right, the seal has kind of been ripped off. That's how a lot of people, I think, feel right now. A lot of people are worried that they're bringing Stu back to life. They're bringing Scott Foley's Roman back to life. So, you know, will they do more with the story? I don't know. But I will say, if there's any character that I think they could do more story with, it is absolutely Jill. She had a lot of promise to do more there. And we even know that Kevin Williamson wanted to do a Scream 5 that followed Jill after she successfully kind of made it out alive in Scream 4, and a Ghostface knew her secret. It was kind of like I Know What You Did Last Summer, but starring one of the Ghostfaces from a previous film. That is so interesting to me. I would have loved to have seen all that play out, but that's just not what happened, unfortunately. Wasn't in the cards. Cody is saying first 3 episodes of Invincible season 3 are up, and my God, such badass episodes. I still haven't gotten through season 1 of that one. I got like 3-4 episodes in, and I totally dropped it, which is a shame. I hear it's really good. I just never got through it. Wish I had more time for TV, man. Would be awesome. I love cats and dogs. Okay, rock on. I was just messing with you a little bit. No, that's good though. That's good. I have 2 cats, if it makes you feel better. I have a cat named Church, named after Pet Cemetery, of course, and just Kevin. Just Big Kev. He's an orange cat, and we love him. He's got that orange cat energy to him. And he's cute as fuck. Bo is saying, yo, Jake. How you doing, Bo? What's up? I see you're a Squid Game fan. It's another show that I still haven't finished yet. I've gotten halfway through so many shows and just never finished them, man. It's crazy. Joe Bamba is saying Sydney being the killer would be the least creative thing ever. I mean, I don't know. I'm not into it, but it would be better than Sydney's third cousin removed being the killer this time around, right? Or Courtney Cox. Gail Weathers could go nuts and be Ghostface. I think they could have done something like that in Scream 2, if I'm being completely honest. I look back at that film and I'm like, man, if they had done something insane like that, that would have been so dope. Gail, to me, is someone who is very opportunistic, is someone who's very work focused, right? And if she just got off of writing, a book about Ghostface and making a bunch of money, I could totally see that character like pretending to be a new Ghostface, killing more people to write more stories, and make more money and profit off of something like that. That would be such a cool Ghostface to see at some point. Which again, technically has never been done. Danny Johnson from Dead by Daylight is kind of that killer, which is like one of my favorite ghost faces that has ever existed and still has never appeared in one of the movies, which is really a shame. But would love to see that motive hit one day, something that isn't familial revenge, something that isn't an angry family member pissed off. Honestly, I'll be impressed with Scream 7 if it's just not that. If the motive is not that, I'll be impressed. Bottom line. But we'll see. Scary Movie 3 still hits, though, and 4 to a lesser extent. 5 was atrocious, apart from the cabin scene at the beginning. I think I still like Scary Movie 3 and 4 because you have Anna Faris and Regina Hall. They're both so funny in both of those movies. And I watched 3 and a little, like the opening of 4. That's literally all I watched. Like that's all. I was like, okay, I'm Scary Movie'd out because I went through like basically the whole series recently. I watched the opening of 4 and I completely forgot that Dr. Phil is like the opening killer or whatever, but they bring Brenda back. Like I completely forgot. I'm like, oh, she's just alive somehow in this movie. Totally forgot about that. Because they kill her in 3 and then they just bring her back for 4 for no reason. But that fits the tone, right? That fits the tone of Scary Movie. It's ridiculous. Who cares? Logistics are out the window in Scary Movie. No one cares about that there. it's not Scream, you know. Logistics don't matter in Scary Movie like how they do in Scream. So, Jake, have you seen the Tommy Boy 4K Steelbook for its 30-year anniversary? You being from Ohio, do you absolutely love that movie? Yes, I absolutely do. Tommy Boy is one of my all-time favorite comedies for a couple of reasons, and that is absolutely one of them. It takes place in Sandusky, Ohio, baby, the vacation capital of Ohio. They have Cedar Point there. They have like the ferry to get to all the islands. We have islands in Ohio. Did anybody know that outside of Ohio? Probably not. We have islands that you can go to. They're fine. They're overpriced as fuck, but they're fun, right? We have Kalahari. You're so right. She's actually never been to Put-in-Bay, which is the island, one of the islands. What's the other one? It's Kelly's Island. That's what it is. There's like 2 islands. All there is to do there is drinking. It's just a bunch of bars. It's like a 30-minute ferry. You go to Put-in-Bay, ton of bars. Same thing with Kelly's Islands. It's 2 islands, basically the same thing. But yeah, sorry. Side tangent. That just made me think of that. That's funny. But yeah, no, Tommy Boy's great. I think it's the best Chris Farley movie, like without a doubt. Black Sheep is fun. I do like that one. And Beverly Hills Ninja is also a good time. But man, Tommy Boy, it's one of those comedies that is not just hilarious, but also has heart to it. When he's on the boat thinking about his dad, I mean, it hits home every time. Breaks my heart a little bit. Chris Farley, just an amazing performer. We lost him too young. It really is a shame, but I love that movie. I'll definitely have to pick that one up. Might have to get that for my dad's birthday. That's his favorite movie like ever. So that's cool. Very nice. Paula loves British people. I do too. That's great to hear. Brooke Page is saying, forgot to say hi from the UK too. We here love your channel. Brooke, that's so wonderful to hear. It's crazy how many people I get come into the channel, into the chat, the videos, whatever, and they're from the UK. They're like, "What's up?" You know, oh my god. It seems like a lot of UK people do love the channel, which makes me so happy. Like that's so cool to hear. I might be going to the UK soon too. I can't talk too much about that because it's a secret, but I might be going over at some point soon, which is exciting. So, but that's so cool. Although I'm in the US, I do love the UK. So thank you all for hanging out with me tonight, no matter where you're from. Appreciate you guys. What else is going on here? Who else is with us? I see we got a new face here. Miachem Crisco. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. How's it going, Crisco? How you doing? Are you slick like grease? Are you like Crisco? No, does that joke read? Probably not. I wonder if they do deep fake AI with Stu and Roman coming back and the killer could be taunting Sydney. I think AI commentary really fits Scream, especially considering that AI is something that not just affects the movie world right now. It's not just a threat to, people losing their jobs in the movie industry. It's also a big threat to horror, especially because, horror is a genre that is typically made on a lower budget than some of the other films out there. So if we can make them for even cheaper, and I'm just thinking like how the studio would think about this, right? They'd be like, oh, well, if we can just pump out horror films with AI, that would be the best way to do it. We'll make so much money, and that sucks because that's not human. That's not actual art. That's just stealing shit from the internet. Essentially, is how AI works nowadays. So I'm into some commentary on vilifying AI, having Ghostface use it, and then have Sydney kick the shit out of the person using it. I'm all about that. that rocks in my opinion, because I am also someone who could lose their job to AI at some point, and that would suck. That would suck balls. So you might have a robot KillJoy Jake come on here and say, yes, super chat, thank you, JT Owsley. That would suck balls. No one wants that. What? I don't know. I don't want to get replaced with AI. I don't want any other awesome streamers or horror content creators to get replaced by AI. AI can suck my nuts. JT Owsley, thanks for the 10, bro. Appreciate you. The Shining is another iconic movie. It sure is. Every time I watch this, I notice something new. I'd be into a remake TBH and a remake out session with my mom while watching it. Dear God. But 11:14 would still be better. So there's a lot to dissect there. Dear God, I'm yet again terrified by a JT Owsley super chat. This is not a first for the week, ladies and gentlemen. The Shining, though, excellent movie. I actually just showed it to Madison recently for the first time. Maybe not that recent. Well, that was like 6 months ago, right? 6, 7. Was that last year? That was last year at some point. Excellent film. It's I think it's one of the best ever made for sure in terms of horror. But I think the thing that makes it just work so well is there's so many different interpretations. I mean, you can look there's people who have said it's commentary on how, you know, the United States like just completely destroyed like Native American culture. There's I mean that's one that might be super fresh if you're like, what Jake, what are you talking about? And so there's a whole thing about it. Like there's a whole documentary talking about how that could be an interpretation. You know, are the ghosts actually real or in Jack's head? I mean, there's a million things you can talk about with this one. And it just goes on and on and on. It's a conversation that just keeps going. So no, I totally hear you on that one. There is something new to take from this movie every time you watch it. It's a masterpiece, even if Kubrick was a total asshole while making it. Not just to Shelley Duvall, by the way. He was a dickhead to Stephen King. Oh my God. Read about some of that shit too. That's crazy. Everyone knows the Shelley Duvall stuff, but man, you read about some of the things he said to King. He's like, your book sucks. I'm making it better. Like he basically said that almost verbatim to King at one point. And it's like, this guy's he makes good movies, but he's a dick. But also, please stop making out with your mom. You know, you talked about that last time. That's upsetting. 11:14 would still be better. You know, JT Owsley actually sent me a DVD copy of 11:14. It's on the shelf as we speak behind me. I'm double checking because now I don't remember. It is. It's right there. Yes. I'm gonna grab it. Fuck it. My girlfriend just asked me if I have pants on. I do, believe it or not. Sometimes I stream without pants.
It don't look like it without the chat. It does not look like you have pants on.
See, I got pants.
It
Look at
looks
that.
like you maybe have boxers.
I got it. They're shorts. They're shorts, but they're pants. So, oh my God. But yeah, no. JT actually was so insistent that I watched this movie. Sent it to me. Actually sent it to me, and I see that comment that Madison is cracking up about right now. That's so funny. But yeah, JT actually sent me this movie. Was so insistent that I checked it out, and it's good. Like it's a really good hidden gem. It's got Patrick Swayze in it, Barbara Hershey, Hilary Swank, Rachel Lee Cook. There was somebody else that I recognized in the cast, and I'm just not remembering who it was. But really solid thriller if you guys have never seen it. Plays with it's what's the word, like displacement of plot lines or whatever. It's like it's a crazy fucked up time thing. It's interesting. But JT, I really do appreciate that. It's all, anytime I look at it, I think of you, my friend. So I hope you know that. And anytime I look at this bad boy, I'm always thinking about you. So I'm trying not to think about you making out with your mom, but unfortunately that's been coming up a lot recently. So JT, seek help. So much love to you, my friend. Thank you again for the 10. Appreciate that. I really do appreciate this, Cody. You know, this really means the world to me because sometimes I just feel like my ass is flat, and you know, it's because of comments. What? It's because of comments like this that makes me feel a little better. So thank you for that, Cody. Cake Factory in Ohio, Jesus. Okay. Kitty cat fur babies. Madison is losing her mind over there. She is cracking up. Kitty Cat Fur Babies is saying, my husband's best friend works for Stanley Kubrick's widow. No way. Well, let her know. You know, let her know about this stream. No, I'm kidding. Let her know all about my thoughts on Mr. Kubrick. But no, he makes great movies. But he was just you know, I don't know if he was the nicest about it. Chris Nichols is saying, I love the black comedy in The Shining. Yeah, it's a darkly funny movie. I'll tell you what. It's I honestly, I love the humor of the fact that you have what is it? Scatman Crothers is just sitting there. He's watching TV. He gets the, you know, Danny communicates to him with The Shining, and he like gets on a plane. He goes all the way over there just for Jack Torrance to axe him in the chest. Oh my God, it's so funny. It's not funny. It's terrifying, but it is, like, when you think about it, right? It's hilarious. It's ridiculous, but so much good stuff in that movie. Great humor, great terror, some awesome stuff. Has Madison seen 1408? One of my favorite movies, dude. That's a top 10 Stephen King adaptation in my book. Crazy underrated, such a dark horse when it comes to Stephen King adaptations. 1408 bangs. It's honest to God, I think one of the most claustrophobic horror movies I've ever seen in my life. It's really good. It's about a guy who's stuck in a hotel room. No? Have you heard of this before? It's David Duchovny, I think. It's him. He's stuck in a hotel room and it's haunted. Like he can't leave the room. The ghosts are trying to make him himself. The Shining is the only Stephen King thing you've ever seen? That's crazy. Oh, we got to fix that. We got to fix that this weekend. But yeah, 1408, excellent film. Man, that's crazy underrated. Does not get enough love in my opinion. That's like, I'm going to be real. That's a 10 out of 10 film. Like it's a masterpiece for what it is. And again, doesn't get enough love. AI content creators, YouTubers would suck ass. They're already here, Jason. They're already on the platform. You can find them. It's upsetting. Who am I going to argue with about how awesome Halloween Ends is compared to Halloween Kills with Jake? See, Jason, and that's a great point right there. Because if I was an AI, if I was a robot, you could probably trick me into saying that I love Halloween Ends. And I think you kind of just did right there. But point being, if I was AI, yeah, it would just suck. It would be completely pointless, completely meaningless. There would be no sorts of substance. You know what I mean? That's no fun, man. That's not what I want to watch. That's not what I want to spend my time doing. Where's the fun in that? Kelly Regal? Rigel? I don't know. I'm going with Regal. What's up, Kelly? How you doing? I'm late to the party, but hello from Toledo, Ohio. What do you think the motive will be? Oh, okay. You know about the islands here in Ohio. Okay. Very cool. We were talking about that earlier. Don't worry. Never mind. If you've been to Put-in-Bay though, Kelly, throw an AO. An AO in the chat. I don't know. Why not? What do I think the motive will be, though? I hope something original. I hope it's not something family-oriented. I'm sick of that, man. I'm really sick of finding out that Sydney's entire family wants to kill her. We've done that, been there, done that, move on to something else. So I'm really hoping that the motive has something to do with something that's a little more topical. You know, I think that's what makes some of the Scream motives the most interesting to me. Still to this day, the most interesting Scream motive in my opinion is Mickey's from Scream 2. That's my favorite one. Mickey has the most interesting motive out of all the killers in my opinion, like by a long shot. And they do nothing with it. It's a true shame. It's a true shame about Scream 2 because I think it's so interesting. But I think that, you know, what will the motive be here in Scream 7? Well, we had a friend earlier saying that they might do some kind of prequel commentary, some kind of idea like they're going to go back, show us something from the past, and then it affects the story here now. Could it be something that, you know, relates to Maureen Prescott's death again? That I listen, I'll be honest, even if it sucks, even if it's repetitive, if it's prequel commentary, that could be good. That could be really good. That could be something that actually comments on how repetitive prequels can tend to be and not really add anything to the conversation. So, I mean, if Scream could rework that and make it useful for this new film, and you know, have the motive sort of incorporate with that a little bit, that would be fun. And I think the easiest way to do that is just have characters who are descendants of someone else who was involved with Maureen's murder that we never knew about until just now for whatever reason. So I'm into something like that. That to me could be really cool, could really add to what we already know about the original Scream. I mean, you know, even if you hate like Scream 5, even if you hate like Scream 3, if you're someone who doesn't like the idea that Roman was involved the whole time, if you're someone who doesn't like the idea that Billy had a kid during the events of Scream at some point, whenever, it does add a new layer when you go back and watch those films, right? Like you're watching it and you're kind of thinking to yourself, you know, when did Billy have time to get somebody knocked up? You know, when did that happen? I remember there's a very quick flash at the video store where Billy's just talking to two other girls. And it's kind of, it's one of those things where, you know, without the context of Scream 5, you're just like, this guy's a dick. Why is he flirting with all these other girls? What's going on there? But now you can kind of look at that scene and be like, oh shit. Oh my God. That could be her mom. That could be Melissa Barrera's mom right there. And we don't even know it. Which is so cool that we can have that consistency from a movie that came out in 1996 to the requel from 2022. That's interesting to me. That's fun. So to have those connections is pretty sick. Can we do the same thing here in Scream 7? That is a big question. It's up in the air at this point for sure. But I hope the motive is something fun, something original, something Scream hasn't gotten into quite yet. But we'll see. Perry Moberg, I don't know if I said hi to you or thanked you for being a member yet, so I'll do it right now. Perry, thank you for being a member. Great choice for a movie that you love, Silver Bullet. We're talking about, movies that don't get enough love that I think are great. Silver Bullet is absolutely on that list. This is a movie that is right up there with some of the other big contenders in the field of werewolf movies, and Silver Bullet doesn't get enough love. Great Stephen King adaptation. It's got a really fun cast. Gary Busey. Is it Corey Haim? I don't think it's Corey Feldman. I think it's Corey Haim in this one. I get the Corys mixed up, man. It's crazy. But Silver Bullet, ton of fun. If you guys have not seen this one, practical werewolf effects, blood and guts. It's awesome. Really fun little movie based on the shortest book that Stephen King has ever written, technically. So very cool stuff there. Adam Driver in Scream. He's coming back for SNL 50 or whatever. I just read about that the other day. Oh, and yeah, this is a Scream update that we haven't talked about yet. Bloody Disgusting is reporting that there's a Scream 6 3D Blu-ray coming out. When did they do this? This just got announced. I just read about this today. Yeah, so we're getting a 3D Blu-ray of Scream 6, which is kind of sick. I imagine this has to be something stemming off of the fact that Scream 6 did go to theaters in 3D. So I imagine they're just kind of using that, right, for the Blu-ray scan or whatever. But I think that's fun. I'm here for it. It's cool. Am I gonna pick this up? I don't know. Probably not. But I think it's dope. I think it's dope that you could see Scream 6 in 3D all over again. There we go. I love it. Jeremiah Morales, sup, Jake? How's it going, Jeremiah? How you doing? Welcome in. Appreciate you for stopping by. I hate Scream 3, but I'm excited for Roman's return. That's an interesting opinion. There you go. Most of the people I've seen excited for Roman's return have been Scream 3 fans, so that's interesting to me. Very good stuff. The Drewsif. What's up, Drew? How you doing, dog? Hello and good evening, Mr. KillJoy Jake. Mr. Drew, I appreciate you for being here, dog. Thanks for stopping by. What's up? I agree with this. Dear God, Drew, you're hitting on it immediately. Just hit and fire the moment you stopped into the stream. Need the 4K steelbook of Scream 4 for my collection to complete it thus far. Dude, I feel that, man. I have the steelbook for all of them except for 4. And 4 is one of the ones I watch the most. Like 1, 4, and 6 are probably the ones I put on the most at this point. I really want that 4K steelbook, man. I hope it comes out soon. I remember hearing there was word of that. There was word of that actually being in the works, coming out sometime later this year. I don't know if that's true or not. Don't quote me on that, but I hope it is. But God, I hope it is. Come on now. That would be cool. Cody is saying, would you rather Stu in a flashback or Stu being alive? And you already know the answer to this question. Stu in a flashback. They can de-age him. They can do all that. And here's my thing. Throw the logistics aside. We've talked about that enough, okay? If Stu is alive and he comes back, he's not going to be funny. He is not going to be funny, Stu. He's going to come out and he's going to be like, oh, I've been sitting in a basement jerking off for 30 years, Sydney. I'm coming after you now. I don't want to see that. I don't want John Wick Stu, coming back for revenge. I want to see Stu being, I'll be right back. That's the Stu that I want to see. I want to see 1995, 1996 Stu. So if he's coming back, if we're ripping that Band-Aid off, it's happening. I want Stu Prime. I want silly, goofy Stu. I want Matthew Lillard to just, let loose, go nuts, play this character again to his fullest. Not dark Stu. I don't want to see sad, whispery, trapped in a basement for 30 years Stu. I don't know. That's no fun to me. Scream 4 blows. That sucks. That's a rough take right there, my friend. Oh man, Scream 4 is my favorite. Jill is awesome. We should watch Scream 4 tonight. I should make Madison watch that one. Oh, you want to watch Handmaid's Tale? Yeah, I'm down for some trauma. Sure. You want to talk? Listen, I don't get scared easily, fellas, but the Handmaid's Tale, I was like uncomfortable watching that first episode. That is brutal. I don't know how some of y'all get. Again, blood and guts. I can do that all day. That does not bother me at all. A Terrifier, I'll put it on before I go to bed. But when you start getting into some like real world drama, awful true crime shit, That's what I'm like. I can't even handle this. This is too much for me. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my weird brain and how it works. Do you think any Friday the 13th will be made ever again? God, I hope so. Oh, I hope so. Kitty cat, fur babies, Maria. I hope so. Every time we hear about a new movie, it's always the same thing. It feels like it's always the rights are locked up in a vault somewhere. We can't go and grab them. I say break that fucking vault down. Get those rights. Let's see Jason back on the big screen. I miss him. He's a cuddly little teddy bear, and God, I love him. Bring him back. He did nothing wrong. Okay, he killed like 100 people on screen, but Jason's a little baby. We love him. Brian Illusion. Is Brian even real? Is Brian even here before us? Are you from The Matrix, Brian? I'm not a huge fan of Scream 3, but I did really think the ending was pretty good. Definitely the best part. Third act of Scream 3, easily my favorite part. Really suspenseful, and I think if Roman was a Ghostface in another Scream and not Scream 3, he would be higher ranked. I actually 100% with that statement right there, Brian. Everyone talks about, well, he's the only singular Ghostface. He did all that on his own. But yeah, his kills are goofy and dumb. That's my thing. If we had a Ghostface who was getting, a bunch of kills, they were all super brutal and over the top, and it was just one guy, it was just Roman, he'd be one of the best, easy, like without a doubt. The only thing that gives him a lot of props, is because he kind of just did it on its own. He blew up a house, I guess. Okay, I don't know. That to me is just. So that's too goofy. That's Scooby-Doo cartoon stuff, not Scream. But that's just my thoughts. But I'm kind of with you. I appreciate Scream 3 for a lot of the stuff that it does. It's one of those movies where I'm like, I have such a fond appreciation for this movie because they still were able to create a decent product after all the production issues they went through. The Weinsteins trying to cut them down at every turn, pretty much. They still were able to incorporate commentary on the Weinsteins in that movie. That is so fucking funny. So I will forever have respect for Wes Craven and Aaron Kruger for that one. That's fucking cool. But yeah, I respect Scream 3. Still my least favorite of the bunch, though. A lot of fun, a lot of fun to be had there. It's just not a horror movie, It's until the third act. The third act gets kind of suspenseful, kind of a little brutal, but for the most part, it's Scooby-Doo madness, and some people like that. Some people like Scooby-Doo madness, and there's nothing wrong with that. How would you feel if they remade Silver Bullet? I think they could remake Silver. I wouldn't be against that. That's not like it's underrated. I like it a lot, but could they do it better nowadays? Sure, yeah, of course they could. I would still want the practical effects. You still got to have those staples of what made the original so good, but I think they could. There's some story stuff in there. I think they could sharpen up. Realistically, I still love Silver Bullet. Really good movie from the 80s, man. If you guys have not seen that one. Billy's appearance in 5 didn't change how he acted. He was still kind of an asshole in 5 and 6. So I'm pretty sure Stu would be the same. Yeah, but Billy's a ghost, a figment of Sam's imagination. We're talking about Stu has been alive this entire time. Like a lot would have changed with Stu. Before that he was a rich kid who lived in a gorgeous house, had a he was dating girls, he was successful, had a fun life, and now his whole life has been ruined. He's been hiding out in a basement for 30 years. Anyone, and I mean anyone who had to go through something similar to that would be a more messed up person with probably a lot of problems going on upstairs. I doubt that Stu would be super super goofy, over the top, silly after all of that, after having to hide for all that time. He might be a more brutal killer, which I think would be fun. You would definitely score some insane over-the-top kills. Definitely a lot of rage from this character at that point, but you're not getting... It wouldn't make any sense to have him just be like, ooh. That's my best Matthew Lillard impression. I don't know. Every time I think of him, I just see him doing that one scene in... what is it? The scene in Scream where he's like, I'll be right back. I love it. I love Matthew. It's really one of those things for me where I love Matthew so much, but it just doesn't make any sense. But you guys have heard me go on that rant a couple of times. B Knife Aid is saying, what if we get a flashback in Scream 7 of Billy, Stu, and Roman doing Marine's murder, and another showing Stu was alive and helping Roman in Scream 3? what's the twist of the movie then? If we're just doing flashbacks and all that, that's my question. I would think that if they do the flashback scene, they're going to set up something that we didn't know previously about Maureen's murder, and that's going to in turn influence the killer reveal somehow, some way. Because I doubt that they would do something where it's like, okay, here's exactly what happened here, and that's it. That's what happened. This thing happened, and now that's the killer reveal, that this person was here the whole time. We still want some mystery, right? We still want some mystery, some fun. It's still a Scream film at the end of the day. I hope that we're pulling the mask off of somebody in the third act, and it's still a big surprise. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm really hoping that whatever this ends up being, whatever reason they're bringing Matthew and Scott Foley back would hopefully be for something that's going to set up a big twist right at the end. But we'll see. Hybrid Gamer, what's up, fella? How's it going? Thanks. You just got your membership this stream. That's exciting. That was Madison, not me. Totally threw you under the bus there. Checking out of your stream early, bro. About to watch The Substance. Oh, great watch. Wish me a happy birthday, though. It was the 4th. Oh, my God. Wow. So I'm a little late to this one. What even is today? It is the 7th. I'm 3 days late. So happy super belated birthday, my friend. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out. And enjoy the movie. The Substance is a banger. Definitely my favorite from last year. Really good flick. Ooh, very nice. Joe Bamba is saying, Scream 7, Tatum is alive the whole time and plots her revenge. Oh, no. Her neck didn't actually snap in the garage door. No, she's coming back. Rumor has it right now is that Sydney's daughter's name is Tatum, so Tatum lives on. Tatum lives on in maybe a new character. So there is that. Stu could be psycho hyper that way. So if I sit in the basement for 30 years, I just get really really hyper and goofy. That's what I should do. I'll be back in 30 years to do a stream, and it's gonna be the best one ever. It's gonna be ridiculous. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. Jordan James is saying it would be cool to see a Scream and Scooby-Doo crossover movie or TV series someday. I love seeing the people who draw the ghost faces, like Chase and Shaggy and Scooby. That's always fun to me. I love that. Cracks me up. David is also saying, do you think we will see Kirby in Scream 7, or will they just save her for the rumored Kirby TV series or other sequels? I really hope that they do. I really hope that they do another like a spin-off movie with Kirby. I think that would be great. That was kind of the thing from Production Weekly that was going around for a little while. They're likely saving her for that, but I would love to see Kirby just pop up in this movie to kind of maybe set that up. If we're going to start doing the Marvel thing and have little seeds of more projects being tossed around at certain points in the future. That would be a fun way to do it for sure. Would love to see Kirby again. I really liked her in Scream 6. Definitely added a lot to that one. Jake, who you going for in the Super Bowl? Jason, I'm going to be so honest. I don't care. I'm not going to talk about football for too long, but I could care less about these two teams, man. I'm a Bucks fan, but I'm also I'm unfortunately a Browns fan because of where I live, but I'm rooting for the Bucks these days. I just don't care about the Eagles or especially Kansas City. Sorry. I hope the Eagles win. I think I'm rooting for the Eagles more, but I don't know. The Chiefs, man, probably my least favorite team in football right now, if I'm being totally honest. We probably won't get a trailer till late summer or fall for this one. Dude, I wouldn't expect a trailer till December. I'm going to be totally honest. Trust me, I would love a trailer sooner than that, but considering that it's coming out in late February, I could see this one coming out probably on Scream 1996's anniversary. That would be my guess. December 20th of this year is when we get the first trailer. That's my hard guess for as of right now. If we get it earlier than that, though, rock on. That would be sweet. But I kind of doubt it. I kind of doubt that that's going to be the case. Usually 3 months before is when we start marketing horror movies, unless it's something like really big, like Nosferatu. We obviously saw something for that like way before that one came out. But I think they're probably going to do like a nice tight little marketing campaign for it. That would be my guess, just based on the last two movies at least. They're probably going to market them the same way. I mean, because again, say what you will about Screams 5 and 6, they both had excellent marketing campaigns, man. I would not change a thing in that category. Cody is saying also, those who are coming in that are new, you missed seeing Jake's nice butt. I did moon everybody on stream this evening, so if you want to go back and see my ass, There you go. So I said that with a lot of conviction. I feel like people actually believe me. Zaza420, basically what I'm getting into here in 20 minutes, is saying we're gonna get a Halloween Kills style flashback, Jake. Probably. That's kind of what I'm guessing as of right now. But my thing about that is the flashback in Halloween Kills. It's amazing. The attention to detail, fantastic. It adds nothing to the plot of Kills or Ends, and I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, why put in all that effort if you weren't gonna do anything with that? That's crazy to me. But Halloween Kills style flashback, I'm into it if it actually affects the story. It's one of those things where I'm like, why am I watching this? You can't just there's a great I don't know if it's a speech or what it is. It's a video. It's Trey Parker and Matt Stone from South Park, and they're kind of talking about this. I promise this relates to what we're talking about. They talk about the best way to write stories, and they talk about how if you write a story and it's this, and then this happens, and then another thing happens, and then another thing happens, that's boring. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see just a bunch of things happening. But if you can make something happen, therefore this next thing must happen. That's interesting. That's a great way to flow through events, right? So if they're just going to show us Maureen Prescott's murder and then jump into a new story that's completely disconnected, that's and then this happens. That is the definition of telling a story that way, and that's no fun. That's not interesting. That doesn't hold the viewer's attention. So I hope they don't do that. That's just lazy writing, in my opinion. If you're just thinking of ways to look back at the past the entire time you're writing a script, that's just really boring, just very Hollywood, very, very gray sludge, in my opinion. Write something fresh, write something fun, write something with stakes. It's a horror movie, for Christ's sake. I mean, have some blood, have some guts, have some brutality to it. Have some stakes for your damn characters. Come on now. We're talking about Sidney Prescott and her family. Show her some respect. Ian Stratton is saying, "Hi Jake, can I ask you why you are okay with Gale dying in Scream 7? I'm fine with Kirby or literally anyone but Sidney or Gale getting killed. Gale is the face of Scream 2 and she has fought her way." Yeah, dude, you're right. I agree with you. Gale is absolutely one of the many faces of Scream. I mean, she has been in literally every single one, and that's really cool in my opinion. But I will say, I think that characters can overstay their welcome and then just keep coming back for diminishing returns. And that, to me, I personally, in my opinion, is disrespectful to the character. I mean, let's say they bring Sidney Prescott back and yet again she does nothing in this film, just like in Scream 5. Are fans going to be happy with that? I have a higher standard. We're talking about a legacy character. We are talking about one of the greatest final girls in movie history, Sidney Prescott. Gale, I think, is on that list too. Are we just going to bring her back and have her do nothing like how we did in Scream 6? I mean, I would say that's borderline disrespectful. You're literally throwing this character in there just to put butts in seats, just so that fans will come back and see something new with this character, only to have that promise completely squashed by not actually doing anything with them. That sucks balls. You're tricking audiences. You're literally tricking audiences into coming to see a new story with your favorite characters and then not doing anything. I would just rather the character die and then the story's over. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we can't disrespect that character anymore. Dewey, I think, has actually one of the strongest arcs in the entire Scream franchise. And, that might change after Scream 7 with Sidney and Gale. So it's not that I dislike Gale. It's not that I think that she's a bad character, but I would hate to just bring her back to put butts in seats. That sucks. As a fan of this franchise, I would just be genuinely disappointed if that was the only reason that these characters were put in here, to not push a plot forward, to not have some sort of new character arc or revelation that they go through. That would suck. That's no fun. You know what I mean? That's just tricking fans into thinking they're getting something else so that you can make a quick buck. And I hate that. I would hate to see our beloved characters be utilized for something so greedy and just genuinely disrespectful. So as a big fan of this franchise, I want to see these characters go through some arcs here, and I'm expecting it, frankly. And if they don't do that, that's going to be a big critique I'll have of this one. But we'll see. I'm holding out hope. I'm holding out hope that they actually do something with Gale this time and Sidney, because they didn't in the last two films. And I don't know. Again, makes me question why they were there in the first place. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully something. Wouldn't a Marine opening kill be very predictable? Well, for the love of rock, my argument why I would be okay with seeing it is I agree with you. I mean, they have covered the Marine murder multiple times in a lot of these films, especially Screams 1 and 3. And if they just show us that, yeah, it's predictable. It sucks. It's like, why show us that? But if they add something to it, and actually using Halloween Kills as an example, they never ended up going anywhere with this, which is a shame. But what they introduced in that Halloween Kills flashback to 1978, they showed us how Michael actually got caught after the events of the original. And they also said that, Sheriff Hawkins played a big part in it. There's a little bit of a controversy there. He accidentally shot his partner. It's crazy. It's a really good scene, but again, it goes nowhere, unfortunately. Maureen, now if they show us the opening kill with Maureen, it's Billy and Stu, they go after her, they stab her a bunch of times, whatever, and Billy leaves with the coat on. Maybe they could show us something else that happened that night that we didn't know. Kind of like that scene in Halloween Kills. We didn't know that, at the time, Officer Hawkins, right? Or did they call him deputy? I can't remember. We didn't know he was involved until we saw that scene, and we actually got to see how it all played out. We knew he was involved from, he mentions it briefly in Halloween 2018. I know someone's going to leave me a comment about that, but we actually got to see how it played out at the beginning of Halloween Kills. Could we do something like that here in Scream 7, where they show us something else about that night that we didn't know? If they don't, I agree with you, for the love of rock. In that case, why are we seeing, could they just not come up with an opening scene? It's one of those things where I'm like, what do you mean? I wish Courtney died instead of Dewey. I do miss Dewey. And I will say that. Miss old Dewdrop. He's awesome. Great character. Can we talk about another Wes and Kevin movie not many people mention? Cursed. I just watched this one recently, Nicholas. Not sure why that movie gets a lot of hate. I loved it just as much last week as I did 20 years ago. It's fun. It's definitely trying to capture that same energy of, the original Scream, but with werewolf movies for sure. Everything good? You got a phone call? What? No? Hit a pause, everybody. Hang on now. You can tell me. I can mute the mic real quick if something's wrong. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I guess someone in the chat. Sorry, Nicholas. I'll get to this in 2 seconds. I guess we have one of the mods trying to get somebody's Instagram here. Ooh. Is that what's going on? Did I read that right? No? Can Erica put her Insta in the chat? Someone is asking for it. I read that as Erica wants to give her Instagram to somebody. And I'm like, oh shit. Damn. Some love is happening in the chat tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It is Valentine's Day, where we're getting there. When you watch horror movies, it's hard not to get a little aroused. So anyways, this is just me making my girlfriend laugh. That's what the streams are at this point. Nicholas Brady is saying, talking about Cursed, a lot of love towards that movie. That's great. The cast is awesome. I think there's a lot of really cool plot lines interweaving through this movie. Ultimately, I feel like Curse is just a little messy. That's my one thing about it. It's just a really messy movie. It's got a lot of it's got a weird twist. It's got some very weird character decisions that I don't know if I loved, but it's a really fun movie though. That's my thing about it. It has the same tone as Scream, despite maybe not being penned as well as the other one. But I did have a good time with it overall. It is fun to, it has that 90s nostalgia feel to it. That's what pushed me through it. The cast especially is great. Judy Greer, Jesse Eisenberg. Who else is in that movie? Is Danielle Harris in that movie? Why do I feel like Danielle Harris is in that movie? I don't know. It's got a great cast, and there's one really excellent scene where someone is getting chased into like an elevator. Which that's like the one big scene I remember from the whole movie. Christina Ricci, that's who it is. Yeah, she's awesome. Patrick is Patrick Lussier actually in that movie, or did he edited? Yeah, he edited it just like all the Scream movies. Not all of them, but most of them. Joshua Jackson, Portia de Rossi. Yeah, a lot. If you, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen this movie, another great Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson collaboration there. So definitely one to watch if you're a fan of Scream. All right. Anyways, what do we got going on? Jake, I can't freaking wait for Hard Eyes tomorrow morning. Enjoy. Just pre-ordered my large popcorn with a ton of butter. My pansy ass Coke Zero spiked with 2 Jack Daniels minis. That's really funny. That's a vibe right there. Jason, enjoy. Have a good time with this one. It's a fun slasher. I will say I think the opening scene is my favorite part. That's the best part of it. The twist is you're gonna have a guess of who the killer is, and you're probably gonna be right. That's what I'm gonna say. But ultimately, opening scene, so much fun. Had a good time with it. So. Joe Bamba, this is interesting. Kevin Williamson writing versus Guy writing. Kevin Williamson, killer is psycho, believes AI actually brings people back to life. Guy, killer is Roman's orphanages. I can't say that word. Orphanages. Counselor's daughter who had a crush on Roman when she was 6. I hope not. Oh God. I hope not, Joe Bamba. That would be wild. Erica's throwing out her Insta link though. So if anyone wants that, there you go. Flip that, Jake. That's so funny. I'm so sorry. I totally threw you under the bus with that last comment a minute ago. But anyways, additional thought on the Marine flashback scene. Throw it out there. My guess this will be used as Ghostface commentary during the reveal scene. If someone is not narrating that scene, then it seems pointless. So maybe like. Maybe Stu is alive and he's spinning his yarn to his little ghost face minions, and he's like, yes, that was the time we killed Marine Prescott, and now my minions go out and kill for me. Why does he have like an accent now? I don't know. Maybe all those years of hiding, it just made him gave him an accent. But I like the idea of yes, it being used for a little bit of commentary, maybe prequel commentary. You know, we were talking about that earlier. I'm telling you, that's a video theory right now. That could be fun. I do like that. I like it being incorporated with whoever ends up being Ghostface this time around, influencing the motive. Again, as long as it's not a long lost family member, I'm here for it. I'm down for whatever they want to do. If they want to reinvent some more shit from the past we didn't know about, okay, yeah, fuck it. If it's done well, rock on. Cody is saying we need what we need is a Taco Bell chase scene. Yeah, where we see Jake eating a fat ass burrito, like the fat ass that I am, and he sees Sydney being chased by Ghostface down the street. That would be awesome. I would continue eating my burrito, for the record. I would insist upon that. I'd be like, I'm walking off this set if I don't get to eat this Taco Bell burrito, damn it. Yeah. Madison's favorite place ever is Moe's, if you guys have ever gone there. Moe's Southwestern Grill. Got to go there again. It's been too long. Perry saying Kyle Gallner needs a bigger role in Scream 5. I wish he was still alive. Man, you want to talk about somebody who would be a good Ghostface. Oh, my God. I'm not saying they wasted Kyle Gallner, but I'm kind of saying they wasted Kyle Gallner, man. I mean, he's so good in his little role there. Ugh, wish they did more with that. Jason Carpenter saying that flashback scene in Halloween Kills is iconic. That and the sewer scene where Corey meets Michael are my favorites of the DGG trilogy. I'm with you on the Halloween Kills scene. Corey being a punk and beating up old man Michael, though, I don't know about that one. But that oh my God, that opening scene of Kills is like, it makes the movie for me in a lot of ways. It's awesome. I just wish they did more with it. You know, I just wish they did more with Sheriff Hawkins. He's just kind of obsessed with cherry blossoms in the sequel. He's like, oh man, God, do I love cherry blossoms. And I'm not going to say, can't say that. I can't let the intrusive thoughts win all the time. Scott Royston, though, what's up, Scott? How you doing, man? Thank you for being a member. I know I'm probably in the minority here, but Hard Eyes was just okay for me. I would say it would be at the very bottom of my Valentine's Day slashers, but that's just me. Ooh, I'm really trying to think. How would I rank all those? I think honestly, I think I liked Hard Eyes more than like the 2009 My Bloody Valentine, but I would put like most of the other ones above it. Yeah, that movie, I don't know. It's just the effects are so bad. It's like you can't even watch it. It's next to unwatchable for me personally. But I do really like the original My Bloody Valentine and Valentine from the early thousands. Those are probably my top two when it comes to Valentine's Day slashers. But Hard Eyes, the thing that kills it for me is the twist. And again, please let's not get into it here in the chat. I know, we got 95 people here. Thank you for being here. Let's not spoil the movie for those who haven't seen it yet. But biggest thing I'll say is I saw the twist coming from a mile away, and they try to do all these little extra things that build on top of it. And it's just like, no, like what? Did not work for me at all. But a lot of the other things happening in the film, tons of fun, tons of great stuff there. Some excellent kills. I think there's some great characters as the focal point of this one, which is fun. But Scott, I think I'm mostly with you. It's a middle of the road review. It was good. I'm glad I went to the theater to see it. Would I buy it? Am I waiting to buy the 4K as soon as it drops? Probably not. But it was a good time. I'm glad I saw it. Definitely glad I saw that. I saw that one, Scott. Moses tasty, says Erica. Moses tasty. It's been a minute since I've been there. King Matthew III is saying, I'm thinking Stu got brought to the same hospital Dewey did at the end of 1, and Roman came to visit Stu and offered Dewey a chance to be an advisor on set, as we see in 3. Dewey is on set. That would be wild if that's when he got the call. Well, after 1, hang on now. With the Stab wasn't even in production yet. We're talking about Stab 3. Dewey probably got it sometime in between 2 and 3, right? It would have to be sometime there. What else is going on? Kyle Gallner played Bart. Oh, the Flash in Smallville for a few seasons. I didn't know that. Oh, that's sick. Nice. He's been fantastic in a ton of horror movies lately, man. I've been just every performance he's had, I feel like he's added a lot to whatever that movie is. If it's the Smile movies, Strange Darling especially, oh my god. Guys, if you want a good twist, if you're someone who's like, man, watch the last couple of Scream movies, just not this twist just didn't do it for me. If you want some good twists, watch Strange Darling. Oh my god, blew me away. So good. That's the movie we're watching tonight. We literally went out and bought that movie, and we haven't watched it. I just remembered that. Strange Darling with Kyle Gallner. And
Did we buy it?
yeah, I bought it. Remember? I was like, it's on my shelf.
No, they didn't have a Blu-ray, so you're like, oh, maybe
No.
I'll wait.
No, I got the DVD. It's on there. I'm telling you. We're finding it right now. We went out and bought it. We're like, oh, we got to... I literally... It's still in the plastic. I literally told her, I'm like, you got to see this movie. It's so good. And we bought it, and I think we just put it on my shelf, and we didn't even watch it. That's so funny. But we're gonna put that on tonight, I think, because that's, oh man, ladies and gentlemen, so good. What else is going on? Thomas Clark is saying, hey, Killjoy Jake, what did you think about Mason's comments about 7? Honestly, Thomas, it has me excited. There is a lot of things that I'm iffy about. I don't know if it's going to work in Scream 7 as of right now, especially a lot of the new, not new, but like the older cast members coming back. What are they coming back for? What's up there? Mason saying that they're going to have brutal kills. I'm excited for it, even if that is something they've said about literally the last 2 movies. It still has me excited to see, because if here's the other thing too. If everything else fails, if we get a predictable twist, just kind of by the book Scream movie that, is whatever. Maybe the kills can at least be good. It can be a good slasher featuring Ghostface. I say that a lot, and what I mean by that is, Scream is much more than just a slasher film, in my opinion. There's a lot of things going on here. There's a lot of things that make it the very special film that it is. But if for the 7th installment, all they can do is just give us a really solid slasher film with some crazy kills and a fun little reveal at the end, okay, I will take as many positives that Scream 7 can muster at this point. That's where I'm at right now. So if that's the case, rock on, rock and roll, make it happen. So makes me happy. Definitely a positive in Scream 7's corner, which I think it needs. So Scott Royston has just gifted 5 Killjoy Jake memberships. Scott, thank you so much for your support, my friend. Really do appreciate that. That's going to David Kaka. Coco? Is it David Coca or Kako? That's not right. David, I love your ideas though. You're killing it tonight. Christine Miners, Blue Scarlet, Sarah Beth, and Sarah Beth. A lot of oh, I read that wrong. Fuck. Sarah Beth and about 17 ninjas. About 17, maybe 18 ninjas. That's awesome. Welcome to the fold, everybody. Really do appreciate you guys. Y'all get to hang out in the special live streams every Wednesday. So stop on by. We got members get to come by the special live streams. Coca as in Coca-Cola. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. I don't want to butcher any members' names, so I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for that. Welcome in. Thanks for supporting the page, Scott. Really do appreciate you. So much love. The positive amputee is saying, I may have missed it if you mentioned it already, but are you watching Dexter Original Sin? I want to watch Dexter Original Sin so bad. I think I would. I've never seen Dexter. Never watched Dexter. I think I would love it. Like, based on what I know about it, I think I would absolutely love this show. It's like a serial killer who like solves crimes. I'm like, what? Again, I've never seen it, so maybe I'm just totally wrong. But I read a plot description, and I'm sold. I'm like, that could be sick as fuck. So I've heard nothing but good things about it. There's this Original Sin series is popping right now. There's a sequel series apparently coming out soon too. I don't know, man. I'm all about it. I really do want to get into this show at some point. I feel like I got to watch all of Dexter though before I get into Original Sin. So you need to watch the original series. It's my favorite show. This is not the first time I've heard this positive amputee. I know. I got to make this happen because I hear it's very good. So here's my thing. I feel like I've kind of missed the boat for Dexter Original Sin. I am still going to watch it. But this weekend at some point, I really want to start watching Buffy because they're doing a Buffy revival series. And I just know that the people that watch this page are totally going to want to see me cover that. So I'm probably going to cover watching Buffy for the first time because that's a show I've never seen either. And I'm probably going to film videos of that for my Patreon supporters and channel members alike. So those will go up for you guys here soon. We were just talking about that, just plotting and planning. So I'm going to go through Buffy first, but honestly, at some point I might go through Dexter too, because there's that sequel series coming out, and I'm going to try to cover that if I can. But I feel like I just missed the boat on Original Sin. I wanted to cover that, but just one of those things. Thank you for saying my full handle name. Of course, so many channels shy away from saying the word amputee. Appreciate you not getting weird about it. Are you an amputee? That's wild. And if you're staying positive, that's even better. Like massive props to you, my friend. That's awesome. If that's the case. But yeah, no, rock on, dude. Rock on is what I say about that. Hell yeah. So much love to you, positive amputee. Love it. Very good stuff there. Skip Guerrero is saying, yeah, no, we're good on Buffy. Yeah, you're good on that one. I've had, so you're the first person who said no. I've had multiple people, like I put a tweet out. I said, I've never seen Buffy before. Should I watch it? Crazy amounts of people were like, dude, what? Oh yeah, definitely cover that. So I'm going to do it. See what happens. Try to cover that if I can. So, obviously, horror movies and just movies in general is the focus of this page, but I do want to start covering some more of this 90s revival stuff. Kind of seems apropos with basically being a Scream channel, because I can't get away from that, unfortunately. It's a Scream channel, I gotta just accept it that's what this page is. I love Scream, but I also love other things too. So maybe one day I'll be able to cover more things. But posted a big video on Jurassic World for the trailer, and just crickets over there. So it's a shame. It's a shame. Jason is saying, Jake, after they lost out on Mark Kincaid returning, they completely lost me on Scream 7. I think the overstuffing fan service is a trash move. I agree. Mark Kincaid, it made sense to bring him back. I think this was a character where I'm like, okay, I understand why they would want to bring him back. Not only is he still alive, but it totally makes sense for him to be Sydney's husband. That feels like it was really thought out. It seems like it was an idea from the Radio Silence guys, and mad props to them. That's a really good idea for who would be Sydney's husband after all this time. A character that helped her, that nearly sacrificed himself to save Sydney. Of course she's going to trust that guy. But now it's just some random guy. That's, already a big negative. Sidney Prescott's not going to just trust anybody. And you're also telling me that he's played by Joel McHale, which I can't stress this enough is such poor casting, man. What? The guy is known for playing a douchebag in movies and TV shows. Now you're trying to tell me that he's married to Sidney Prescott? Like, man, I don't know. A lot of things I'm worried about regarding Scream 7, man. A lot of things that I'm worried about that I just don't see working. And that's not to say that Joel McHale can't play a loving husband character, but we did just see him try to do that in It's a Wonderful Knife, and it wasn't great, you know? So he's a better douchebag. He plays the douchebag character really well, and that, I say, is definitely a strong suit. So I don't know. Just a lot of weird things happening with Scream 7, man. I hope it works out. And this all can work if they do it the right way. If Joel McHale's just an opening kill, that's all they were bringing Mark Kincaid back. Okay, you know that. Hey, that could work. Maybe they're just gonna kill him in the opening scene, and we don't have to see him interact with Sidney Prescott. But I don't. I'm getting worried over here. You know, I don't know what's up. You are an amputee, and thank you. So much love, my friend. Listen, we're all horror fans here, and we all got to stick together. That's the biggest thing. That's why I do this page, if I'm being completely honest. So rock on, my friend. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Friday night. Appreciate you. Panther44 is saying it would be cool if the ending of 7 changes the same old formula of reveal, monologue, killers die. Need something different. I agree. I agree, Panther44. All 44 of you Panthers. I agree. Skip is saying, I'm a troll, don't worry. Loyal watcher, though, love the content. Thank you, Skip. I appreciate that. No, troll away. It's always fun. It's always, listen, I love, these conversations always crack me up, man. It's always a good time. So, no, thank you for being here, Skip. I appreciate you. David is saying, Buffy is amazing. I watched it back live on TV and about 12 more times all the way through. That's crazy. I love it. I love the dedication to Buffy. Sarah Michelle Gellar wants to come back. That she did just make a statement about that, I believe, which is exciting. So that would be dope. I haven't seen a second of Buffy. Bits and pieces of Dexter, though. Very nice, Perry. Yeah, I'm so many TV shows I feel like I missed out on just because I'm more of a movie person myself. I love just watching like a succession of movies rather than a bunch of just like a super long TV show. But Madison, thankfully, has been getting me into more and more shows, which has been nice. Definitely seeing a lot more stuff where I'm like, I can't believe I missed this. This is so good. So. Jake, I think the reason the effects were a bit over the top in MBV in My Bloody Valentine was because it was 3D, but I actually felt that was more upbeat than ever than the original TBH. I loved it. The plot definitely moves a little faster. I do agree with you there. The original is a little slow. For me personally, yeah, the effects kind of kill it for me, and I guess I wasn't as interested in the characters as I was the original. But I do agree the plot moves a lot faster. Feels more like a modern movie in that sense, which I like. But I'm really glad you liked that one, Scott. It's fun. I wish the effects were better. You know, it's a movie that heavily relies on having some really over the top kills and just kind of delivers some really half-assed VFX kills. You know, so that's I guess that's my thoughts on it. Kind of just generalizing a little bit there for sure, but it's fun for what it is. It's not the worst slasher movie I've ever seen, you know. Positive Amputee is saying you deserve more views. Love everything you cover. Thank you. And often watch other horror movies because you recommend them as I trust your judgment. Well, thank you so much. That means a lot. I really do appreciate that. I'm doing my best out here. I try. So that means a lot. It means a lot to me. So hopefully we'll hit 30,000 subscribers here. We're like almost less than 300 subs away from that, which is nuts. So I would love to hit that this month. Nothing would make me happier. Would be really cool if that could happen. What else is going on? Thinking Sydney will be an overprotective mom, pushing Tatum away and into the actual danger. Yeah, I could see that being an arc for sure. That makes a lot of sense to me. Might be a little too similar to what Melissa and Jenna went through in the previous film. Now that I'm just thinking about it. But I mean, it makes sense, right? That just comes naturally with who Sidney Prescott is as a character. Of course, she's going to be overprotective. And of course, she's going to be, just basically holding down the kids, saying, you're not leaving the house until Ghostface goes away, So yeah, no, I totally 100% hear you on that one. Definitely, I think definitely will be the case. Skip is saying all-time favorite movie, not horror. Oh, that's so tough. Probably The Matrix. I was just telling Madison about this. I love The Matrix. I think it's one of those movies that it lifts my spirits up every time I watch it. It's a film that is truly about believing in yourself and has so many different interpretations based on that. The spoon thing, like I bring this up all the time, but like I just love. One of my favorite lines in cinema is "There is no spoon" when he shoots the elevator and just shoots up. And to me, it says so much about how that character has, how far that character has come on his arc his journey just in believing himself in himself. And I love that. It sounds like one of those things that's a story as old as time, right? It's been done to death, but the Matrix, in my opinion, does it the best. It is triumphant. It is badass. It's so fucking cool. And it's so late 90s. I love it. Definitely one of my all-time favorite movies, in the top 5 without a doubt. I love it. I love it so much. A film I could put on literally whenever. Literally whenever. Who's your worst Ghostface? Mine is all 3 from 6, especially the non-believable acting from the cop. Dermot Mulroney's acting is over the top and ridiculous, man. But I kind of like it. It's fun. It's very much so in the same vein as Mrs. Loomis from Scream 2, right? It's super over the top and ridiculous, and that's kind of I think that's the vibe that they were trying to capture there. Least favorite Ghostface probably from the bunch is probably Ethan from Scream 6. If I'm being real, he's just an incel. He just hates women. That's it. That's his whole bit. And I'm just kind of like, whatever. His death is cool. I'll give him that. So that's something. Quinn and Ethan, bottom of the list for sure, without a doubt in my mind. I love Scream 6, but man, those ghost faces, I don't know how I feel about them. One thing I did like about the cop though is I kind of liked a little bit of his motivation. I like the idea that he doesn't really like the movies. He's just here to avenge his son. It's almost kind of like the way that he says it is almost kind of like, I guess we got to do this for Richie. It almost feels like really reluctant in a unique way to Scream. So I give Detective Bailey a little more props than maybe he even deserves, just because I feel like Dermot Mulroney is able to throw in an extra flavor to the character we haven't seen in a Ghostface before. So I give him some props. I give him some props. Not my least favorite Ghostface. Jake, you fucking legend. Love your streams. I love you, Neems. Thanks for being here, dog. Appreciate you. Appreciate you a bunch. Jurassic Park and Terminator 2 are my faves. The OG TMNT. Oh, forgot about that one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man. The live action ones, all good. All 3 of them, man. Whew. I mean, there's the new ones too, but the 90s ones, that first one's the best, but the other 2 are fun too. Love them. Oh, forgot about those. Ty Lee, great choices right there. Mermaid XXX, what's up, Mermaid? How you doing? I'm brand new to the channel, probably due to my newfound love for the Scream franchise. You watched all 6 movies. I love the copy-paste plot, and I'm extremely excited for Scream 7 whenever it comes. Dude, hey, that's awesome. Rock on. I'm so glad you love Scream. That's great. That's what we do here. We talk Scream. So that's what the page is. We're a Scream channel now. But yeah, no, rock on. I'm so glad that you love this franchise. I'm glad that it seems like you just discovered, all 6 of the movies, which is exciting. I can't even imagine going through all these, like all 6 of them for the first time. Like that must have been so much fun. So welcome. You're very welcome here. Any weird opinions you have about the Scream franchise, please throw them out, because I'm going to be doing that too. I have my weird opinions all the time, and trust me, I get a lot of crazy comments about it. But this is a safe space. We all respect each other here, and that's kind of what I love about it. This especially has been a very positive stream, which has made me really happy. Let me tell you. So Mermaid XXX, if you got any crazy Scream thoughts, throw them out into the wild there, and we'll talk about them. It's what we're here for. Copy paste plot. That was really funny. that was really funny. Dermot in the movie The Rambler, weird fucking movie. He gets puked on his face and in his mouth. I'm all about that. I'm all about some puke. I just watched this movie, Perry, called Pinocchio, like, what was it, 976 or something like that. It has and I'm not kidding, like I'm not even remotely exaggerating here, a 10-minute sequence where 2 characters are throwing up for the entire 10 minutes. And now I have to look this up because I need to remember the name of this movie. It is stuck in my brain forever. 964 Pinocchio. That's what it's called. I believe is it a Japanese horror flick? Is that what I'm remembering here? Yeah, it's a Japanese horror flick from the early 90s. 964 Pinocchio. And if you want to see 2 characters throw up for 10 minutes straight in the middle of this movie, and it does push the plot forward. That's all for you, Perry. You might be into that one if you liked The Rambler. That's what I'll tell you. So It's chunky too. It's not liquid puke either. In case you were wondering, some people might be curious. I know Madison is a big fan of puke, so.
Huh?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. I'm just trash talking you. Jason is saying all weird opinions are welcomed. I love Jason Takes Manhattan and Halloween Ends. Sue me. I love it, Jason. Jason, we love that you're our resident Halloween Ends fan, because we need that. We need a voice that is a fan of that movie. That is very important in my opinion, because I'm just gonna trash on it. I'm just gonna trash on it all the time. So we need a counter. We need that, Jason. So you're very important to these streams. And I just hope you know that. I just want to remind you it's very important to have that back and forth there. So. Locked is with us tonight too. Thank you for being a member, Locked. Saying, I actually think Charlie is a better version of Ethan. I totally agree. 100% agree. Ethan is like, what is it? It's dollar store Charlie. There we go. I used to hate him, but when you consider his kills, his relationship with Jill, and how he talks to women, he's a great incel in disguise. That's really funny. You're so right, though. Yeah, Charlie, I have to agree, Locked. He's one of those killers where the more I watch these movies, the more that I think he's an interesting character. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, he's basically an incel before there was incels. I mean, there's always been incels, unfortunately, but but yeah, I mean, he is totally that in 2011. But I totally 100% agree. I think Charlie is just a better version. Well, let's frame it this way: Ethan is a worse version of Charlie, without a doubt. So no, I'm with you 100% there. Charlie is a killer that has grown on me a lot over the years. Again, Scream 4 rocks. Love it to death. Zork, the Dark One. The evil Lord is here. What's going on? Thanks for the 5. Appreciate you. Huge news. Kieran and Shipka from Totally Killer and McKenna Grace from Scream 7 are starring in a new survival horror movie, The Nowhere Game. I wonder where that goes. Maybe to nowhere. That was bad. That sounds fun though. I'm all about it. I thought Kieran was fun. I thought she did a good job in Totally Killer with that nasty ass script, but she did her best. So I'm excited to see what this is all about. Rock on, rock and roll. So let's see where this goes. I'm all about more horror movies. I think that's the biggest thing. I want more and more of them all the time. Throw them at my eyes and my ears, and maybe even in my mouth sometimes, depending on where the night goes. But yeah, no. I'm all about that. Definitely want to see more about this one. I had this article pop up on my feed today, and I did not get to reading it, unfortunately. I actually watched the movie Dark Match today, which, tell you what, the most fun I've had with a horror movie in 2025 so far. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen Dark Match over on Shudder, highly recommend. It's not, not a perfect movie by any means, but it is a really fun one with some extremely strong characters. That was my biggest thing about it. Characters, I was immediately sold on them from the moment they were introduced, which was awesome. So, really fun movie. Could not recommend it enough. But Zork the Dark One, dude, thank you for the 5. I'm excited for this one. Hopefully we'll be able to cover it on the page. That would be fun. A few more chats, and I think old Jake's probably going to wrap up a little bit because I'm tired. It's a Friday night. I want to party a little bit. You didn't like Totally Killer? It's a fun one to go to. Here's my thing. I really liked Totally Killer, but the problem with it is it's already a movie from 2015 called The Final Girls. That movie just ripped it off almost verbatim. So I can't like this film because it just takes everything that was good about this other movie that came out like long before it and just ripped it off. And the director of the Final Girls even came out and said, "What the fuck is this?" It was a big stink online when this movie came out, and I gave it a shot. I saw the trailer and I'm like, this looks just like The Final Girls. What the fuck? Gave it a shot. It's the same movie but worse. Put on The Final Girls. If you liked Totally Killer, put on that movie. I think it's way better. Way better. But just my thoughts. And the Totally Killer lore even gets crazier after its release too, because there's another movie that came out last year called Time Cut, which is again the same fucking movie with a slightly different time period that they travel back in time to, and they even use like the same mask. It is bizarre. They just keep making this movie. over and over and over again with diminishing results. It's nuts to me, man. It's one of those things where I'm like, I almost want to make a whole video about it because it's so fascinating. It's like, why would they keep doing this? This movie it's great. It was a great movie from the middle of the 2010s. Why did they keep making it? I don't know. It's funny to me though. Muhammad's throwing 2 out there. Thank you for the support. Theory, Jonathan takes Art's mantle at the end of Terrifier 4. We do a spin-off series where Jonathan is a little clown boy. I mean, that would really work with his arc in Terrifier 2, right? I mean, he's obsessed with Art the Clown. He even wants to dress up as the guy. Kind of would be cool to see that go somewhere, right? Yeah, I'm wondering what they do with Jonathan for Terrifier 4. I don't know. Is he dead, or are they going to bring him back to life? Is he still out there somewhere? We don't know. We don't know as of right now. But it is fun to talk about, and I hope that they're able to have Elliot in the final film somehow. Would love to see him come back, even as a ghost. We know that ghosts are in play now for Terrifier, so that could totally be happening. Maybe he's an evil ghost. He comes back, and he's Art the Clown's little minion. We got to see the demon take a new shape this time around, since it's not going to be the little pale girl or maybe Victoria. I don't know. Maybe they bring Victoria back. She was awesome in Terrifier 3. I'm not sure, but I'm all about it. I'm all about bringing Jonathan back in some way, shape, or form. Great character. Muhammad, thank you for the support, my friend. Can't wait to get some more news on Terrifier 4. I'm excited for something. I have seen Dead End from 2003. Man, haven't thought about that movie in a while with Ray Wise. Such an incredible little movie. Very strange, funny, and Twilight Zone-esque. Yes, absolutely 100% with that one, Chris. This is a fun movie. Ray Wise, you might recognize this name from the second Jeepers Creepers film, which I know has a bad reputation, but I'm unfortunately nostalgic for it because I saw it when I was a little kid, and at the time I didn't know that the director was a can I say that word on YouTube? I don't know, but he's a very bad man. He's a very bad man, and he does very bad things, and we're not a fan of his around here. So we always got to make that very clear. But Ray Wise, excellent actor though. Tell you what, he's awesome in this movie. He's awesome in Jeep's Creeps, the sequel. But yeah, no, I think that movie is really good. That's a very good recommendation. Another hidden gem from the thousands, and there are plenty of those, my friends. A lot of good movies from the thousands that totally got blown over. Another one, Triangle from 2009. Really good movie. Holy shit, lots of twists and turns in that one. The Final Girls is fantastic. It's such a fun movie. I really enjoy it. It's got it does the 80s nostalgia thing in a really unique way. And I don't know, there's just a lot of fun to be had with that movie. So that to me is like if you like Time Cut, if you like Totally Killer, go back and watch that movie because it's really good. And those movies kind of just rip that one off. Time Cut was okay, still better than The Final Girls. Crazy take, Scott, but we respect it. A crazy take, but I love it nonetheless. I love Tim Burton shutting down the rumors for a third Beetlejuice. He said he didn't do the second for the money. Man, I kind of hope they do a third Beetlejuice though. I mean, it's right there. Beetlejuice. Hang on, that fucker might show up in here. I don't want to say that 3 times. Dear God, I don't need him running around in here. She said it. Oh God, he's coming. He's coming in. Beetlejuice is breaking down the walls. He's like, I hope you like Italian. He comes on in. That's so funny. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on a Friday night. I hope you guys have an excellent weekend filled with horror movies, hopefully. Your homework is to watch The Final Girls if you have not seen it, because it's very good. We'll be live again on Monday as usual. I'm going to start doing 2 things next week are happening, hopefully. Gaming streams on GullGotha, which I've been trying to get back to this whole year. I think I got my shit figured out with KillJoy Jake now, so I'm ready for it. Making that happen. And also we're doing a Kick exclusive stream next week. So it's just happening on Kick. Here's the thing about Kick that's really cool. Real quick before we sign off here. Kick, I'm allowed to play music. I'm actually allowed to just like play whatever kind of music I want. So you guys could pick the music over on Kickstream when we're not streaming to YouTube. So stop on by there. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're probably going to do that Thursday is my guess, but Kick exclusive stream next week at some point. I'm not going to be streaming on YouTube, just over on Kick. So follow me there. Just KillJoy Jake. I think I'm the only KillJoy Jake account over there, which is pretty cool. But go follow me there, and we'll be streaming one of the days next week there. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for everyone who supported the page tonight. Thank you for stopping by, talking horror. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace out!